This video is a wild one, bro. Y'all gonna learn a lot from this. It's your boy Dom from Domino Coaching Entertainment. Coaching down below, everything down below. Listen. So you're gonna see two perspectives when it comes to getting lost on shrooms. And there's two different like main lessons, right? If you're more like me, you know what I'm saying, take my lessons. If you're more like my friend, take his lessons. This was a great experience. I had so much fun, bro. Let's just get into it. So me and my friend decided we were gonna take some shrooms, right? Now we didn't even plan on doing it inside the mountains at first, right? But here's what happened. So peep game. Before this trip even happened, I had two shroom trips like 2 days, but like I had one the day before that and the day before that also. So we went yesterday on what Sunday. I had a trip on Friday and a trip on Saturday, and they both prepared me for this trip because the first trip I had on Friday, that one taught me one this whole like it was just like this protection technique and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the second thing was like pretty much like it taught me like how to chill like way better. You know what I'm saying? And then like the next day, I channeled my little sister spirit guides for her, and that shit was like, bro, like they was coming through my body, bro. I could like literally like watch my video about how shrooms taught me how to channel, bro. I explained way more inside there. So with that being said, right, I pulled cards for this shroom trip. So here's what the cards say. I pretty much pulled cards for me, how my trip is gonna be, cards for him, how his trip will be, and then cards like in the middle for like how both of our things will like conjoin and stuff like that, right? So for both of us, right, we got new beginnings, right? Spontaneous awakenings, learning, and like breathing. Like the breath will be very important, right? And then separately, right? So the beginning of my trip was starting with pretty much just being into with my heart and stuff like that. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Going with the side, focusing on my emotions and stuff like that, and also the whole protection shit that I was talking about. In the card, that's like the whole protection shit. Literally behind that card, right? You literally see like it's like these like beings behind the dude, right? And like my whole protection shit deals with like these snakes being behind me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, bet I'm using technique for sure, you know? And yeah. And then the beginning of his trip dealt with it pretty much was like his was making a decision, changing plans, and he got the card Activated Earth, which deals with pretty much like power places and trusting where you're led. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna explain the middle part and the end part when we get there inside the story. You know what I'm saying? The cards were super fucking accurate, bro. This was a quest, mission, and a test. Now you could interchange the words quest and assignment. You know what I'm saying? I use those words differently for different things for a specific reason. So yeah, I'll get to that quest mission shit in a little bit. So here's how it all began. A week ago, right? Me and my boy Josh planned to pretty much take shrooms like in my shed, right? To pretty much meditate, you know what I'm saying? Take shrooms and all that stuff, right? And smoking shit, right? Now, with that being said, when that day was gonna happen, I'm thinking that's just an assignment for me to chill in his guides, right? Now, I call that one an assignment because like this is like it's like a little small thing just to do for him real quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't call that a quest because quests are more like it. When I say quest, I feel more like adventure based, going out somewhere. You know what I'm saying, and doing shit. You know, and then admissions like something that's like really big. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I just thought it was gonna be that. I chilled in his guides for him real quick. You know what I'm saying? I help him learn some things about himself. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be that, right? But that morning at 10 a.m., right, the day we're supposed to go, like they're supposed to like be inside the shed, right? I joined Cash's live stream and like I actually like hop on live with him and stuff like that, and I'm sharing with him my stream experiences from Friday and Saturday, the whole like the whole shape shifting clone shit with the protection stuff and how to make them and shit. I'm talking about how I learned how to channel, and then how I actually channeled my little sister spirit guides. You know what I'm saying? I could literally see them. I knew what beings they were. It was like I just knew a whole bunch of shit that I shouldn't have known about my little sis. Also, I'm just asking her questions. She's like, "Bro, yes, bro." You know what I'm saying? And like, I shouldn't have known those things, but her guys was just telling me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So when I'm on the live with Cash and I'm explaining all the shroom shit, right? He's asking me to like share like lessons that I learned and stuff like that. All this shit, I'm sharing lessons and stuff like that. And at one point, he was like, "I'm seeing you take shrooms in the forest with somebody. Tell us about that." And I was like, that feels like the future because it didn't happen yet. So I'm like, that's definitely the future. That's the future. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, bet. Now at some point, right, my boy texted me. He was like, yo, bro, I think we should go on a hike and do this shit. And I'm like, okay, bet. And that was the first part when it came, like when it came to the cars that I pulled. That deals with making a decision, changing plans, and the activated Earth shit. Because he made a decision, he changed the plans to go to the hike and stuff like that, right? And the power place, like literally where we went to was a whole power place, and he also made it a power place too. Like he made it even more powerful and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and he was just led to just go there type shit. And the card also deals with being trust where you're led. It also deals with trusting where you're led to go. You know what I'm saying? So, and by the way, this video is gonna be split in two parts. You know. So yeah, part two will come out on Thursday, but I might record part two tomorrow and make like an unlisted link for y'all. So be on the lookout for that. It's possible. So I'll let you know about that. But with that being said, right? Yeah. So he's like, bro, we should go to a hike and stuff like that. He's like, we should go on a hike, bro. We should go to this one mountain and shit. I'm like, okay, bet. This one waterfall. I'm like, okay, bet. Let's do it. You know. So yeah, plans get changed and stuff like that. And this also deals with my first part too, which is being into my heart's desires and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I got a card that said go to the sea. We literally went to a waterfall, you know what I'm saying? But that also done with going with the side, tapping into my emotions and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And then also the protection shit, right? Where we were going, I already knew the energy was like, it wasn't like bad, but like there could be like negative influences and stuff like that. And I learned the whole protection shit because like when I was on shrooms, I was a bit like too open. So my guide wanted to teach me something to protect myself while I was shrooms and stuff like that, right? So I'm like, okay, bet. While we take shrooms inside this forest and stuff like that, right? I'm gonna make sure to use the whole technique to protect my mans and protect me and just all that. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I was already seeing that. So that was the first part, right? You know what I'm saying? And the heart's desires thing, because like it started raining at some point, so we were like, damn. Oh, I was thinking like, damn, we're not gonna go. But when he got here, he was like, bro, I still want to go. I'm like, I bet, cause I want to go too. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be shirtless inside the rain, which I did do at some point. But it stopped raining at some point. It was perfect how it stopped. You're gonna see what I mean. So with that being said, right? Yeah, we decided we're gonna go on a hike, right? So when he gets to my shed, right, we smoke first. You know what I'm saying? He has this crystal, and I hold it, right. This crystal is actually pretty important to the story, right? When I held it, I was just trying to see like how the crystal's helping him and what I could pretty much like feel it and see what the crystal does for him type shit. You know what I'm saying? It was the amethyst, and I was trying to see like what it does for him, right? Now I can already feel his energy, right? When I gave it back though, I felt it like leave me, and I'm like, damn, that shit was fucked. That's a strong ass crystal. What the fuck? Cause like the way, and plus I ain't gonna lie, I was off of shroom too, which I low key forgot because you see, at first I thought I only took the shrooms of my boy, but I remembered like before my boy came, I took a small shroom pill and a big shroom pill. For those who don't know, when I have shrooms, I put my shrooms inside of like little empty capsules. You know what I'm saying? I have small Jones, big Jones. Yeah. So like before he came there, I was already off about, I'm gonna just say like a gram to like 1.5. You know what I'm saying? So I was already shroomed up, and when I'm on shrooms, especially now, I'm hella sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can like feel the crystal so much. And when I felt it leave me, I'm like, fuck, that's just powerful, right? And it's good that I touched it because like my energy was now on it, and it also went inside of my clear quartz, and the amethyst is on the clear quartz. You know what I'm saying? And peep game, I don't wear this bracelet like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just guided to wear it, and you're gonna see why, bro. It all goes with the mission. You know what I'm saying? Because like pretty much. So here's the quest mission and test, right? The quest, right, was pretty much for both of us, right? Because the a card we also got, which I forgot to say for shared experience, was a double mission. You know, now that card in general actually means like like your Earth mission, your Starseed mission, and stuff like that. But double mission, I also saw it as like we're going on a double mission, like me and him are both doing some shit. You know what I'm saying, together, right? So like the quest part that I was saying, that was just like us like going to the place, taking shows and just learning and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then like the individual quest for me, which was also like just like another, which I call like an assignment more, because a quest, like I said, a quest feels more adventurous. The assignment part for me was just like channel Josh's guides and be like a human god and like a pretty much shroom, like a shroom sitter. You know what I'm saying? And Josh's assignment was to like drop the crystal inside the power place, right? Which dealt with the greater mission to pretty much just activate the whole entire place. You know what I'm saying? Which we both have to do, right? So yeah. So now like both of our missions, right, was pretty much like charge the crystal and stuff like that, and my individual joints to like pretty much like be a leader at some point, because I realized the most important thing I learned about this trip is knowing when to take charge, because like we could have been like saved, you know what I'm saying? But like I was just trying to let him take charge a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I peeped it just wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, bet nigga, like it's my turn, you know what I'm saying? And like it worked out. So yeah. And then like the test for both of us was, can you have faith in yourself and in life in general? And the individual test for me was, can I really lead and learn to take control and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Which I actually did pretty well. And he had like individual tests for him and stuff like that also, which I'm not gonna like fully say. It just deals with pretty much him like it pretty much just deals with him growing in his soul awareness and not staying a personality, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So can he be his soul or personality type shit? That was like the test for him. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see how that went. So yeah, eventually, right? It's time to dip. So we dip, right? And we had a first stop to go to, which was like a stop for me. So while going there, we used the GPS on my phone. Now the thing is, right? He actually had his phone, but he had no charger for his phone. And his phone was on 40, right? So that's why we used my GPS, which I was cool with, because inside his car we had an iPhone charger, so it was good. I have an iPhone, he has an Android, right? So with that being said, we go to the first place, right? You know what I'm saying? It's all good, right? And while going to the waterfall, we're using his map now. And in my head, I was like, "Why are we doing it?" So I asked him, I'm like, "You want me to use my map, bro?" He's like, "Nah, bro, I got it. It's cool." And I'm still thinking, like, why the fuck would we use his phone if you're just about to die? It doesn't make any sense. But I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting him do what he want to do. Now, peep off rip. Before we even, well, technically, I'm actually shroomed up, and I kind of just forgot I was shroomed up. But like, at the most we are is high right now. You know what I'm saying? Just weed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can already see. I'm already thinking like, I should like, do this, but he wants to do it a different way, which was not beneficial because eventually his phone died, which is how he really got lost. Like F the shroom part, you know what I'm saying? If his phone was still charged, we would never got lost, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't really get lost, we just like lost where the car was type shit. It was more of that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and like this was just like a test. That's why I call it the thumbnail is the ultimate test of faith, because like if you really have faith in yourself and in life, when shit like this happen, you won't tweak, and you're pretty much gonna see what the fuck happens. So yeah, bro. With that being said, right? We're driving and shit like that is great conversation, right? And one of our main conversations is about like pretty much how life is like so perfect, how shit always works out how it's supposed to be and stuff like that, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that a lot inside my shed. I was engaging in that conversation a lot inside the car. We talked too, but like it got to a point where it's just like more him talking. Now it's just like word, because it's like he was saying certain stuff, right? And I was just like word. And I'm like, it's like his guys were telling me like, it's like his guys were looking like it's like he says this, but like he's not fully embodying it yet. So I'm just waiting for like I'm just waiting to see what happens type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that because he has a card right for the middle part of his trip that says all that glitters isn't gold, and I already knew. See, in my head, I thought that was just pretty much that like his shroom trip was not gonna go how he wanted it to go type shit, which was true. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying? I thought it would just be on some shit like maybe he wants to channel some shit that he doesn't channel. He gets like some other different. I ain't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna see. You're gonna definitely see. And it's like don't get me wrong. My guy, he's definitely like he's where he needs to be at spiritually and stuff like that. He's evolving at his own pace and shit. But it's like his thing. He tries to rush for sure. And it's like he gets a little bit in over his head sometimes and stuff like that. And his guides always talk about that to me. But it's like, and like when he talks to me, right? It's like I don't know when he's saying like a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? And like he's like, it's like that, like like it's like he made sense for shit. Like he it's like he'll say something, but he's not fully embodying it yet. And it's like I'll know it, right? But I'm just like word, right? Because his guys were telling me like that one's not fully secure inside of him yet. But they tell me not to tell him because they always tell me we're gonna show him. You know what I'm saying? And they always do. It's like they'll say that shit we're gonna show him. Then he'll text me the next day about like an argument he got into or something like that, or like it'll be like some nut shit at work. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll just be feeling off. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. His guys definitely do work with him and stuff like that and show him his own thing. So it's like me. It's like when they tell me things, it's just so that way I know where he's at and I know how to guide him for certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So with that being said, right? In the car, it started becoming a bit of that. So like I was responding a bit less, and I was just like word, like you know what I'm saying? And yeah, but a heavy thing we was talking about, like I said, was about how life always works out and stuff like that, right? And it was like And I know we talked about that a lot to really see if we can embody that lesson, and you'll see if we did it or if we didn't. Now, with that being said, right, it was raining on our way to the mountain, right, and we were like, damn, how the fuck we gonna smoke outside? And we were just like, you know what, bro? Cause I was like, I was just thinking like, bro, like it's probably just gonna stop raining when we get there type shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, bro, facts. You know how life be. I'm like, exactly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it does start raining again, it's supposed to type shit. And guess what? When we got there, it literally stopped raining, you know? So now we get out the car, right? And it's time to like go inside and like hike the trail, right? Now at this point, he's using an app on his phone that has the trail for the waterfall, right? Now here's the thing. I knew he had an app, and I was like cool with downloading it, right? Because I asked him, I'm like, bro, you sure you don't want me to like pull the map out and stuff like that? He's like, nah, bro, I got an app and stuff like that. And I'm like, I could just download it. He's like, nah, bro, it's cool. I'm like, okay, but like your phone's gonna die. But like, here's the thing, right? I didn't care if his phone died at the time because one, it's because I had he gave me his girl's number, slash fiance's number to text so that way if his phone dies we could contact her and stuff like that. And then two, whenever his phone did die, I could just download the app at that point. However, this is critical to how we got lost, and I'm gonna explain why later on in the story when we actually peep that we're like lost or that the car is lost, right? So with that being said, we get inside the forest, right? We hiking the trail. He's looking at his phone and shit, which is awesome. And like, bro, I'm in such awe, bro. When we first arrived there, right, we took the boomies and stuff like that. We parked at like this nice ass place that looked dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I also picked. I'm like, hold the fuck up, bro. I had a dream here before. You know what I'm saying? I might have had a dream of literally getting lost and having to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Because I have dreams like that often, where I'm just like lost somewhere and I gotta like find my way out type shit, or like I'll be like a party and it's getting shot up or something. Like it'd be crazy shit. I get a lot of training inside my dreams for like crazy situations. You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, I probably got training for this one too in my dreams. You know, because I remember definitely being there inside my dreams. I don't know what the fuck happened though, right? So we get inside there, right? And at this point, I'm like, bro, it looks fucking amazing, bro. This shit's perfect. He's like, yeah, bro, I know it's perfect. All this shit, you know what I'm saying? At some point, we see like this little like rock pile. It's like these rocks that we could like sit at, right? So we both got to use the bathroom, right? I'm using the bathroom and shit like that. And like the shrooms are kicking in for me. It's like I feel wavy, like I'm waving with the trees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And while entering into the park, I actually felt like the somewhat off energy. And I didn't tell my boy about this shit, but I just kept the snakes around me, and I just had them like, like attacking shit, like, just get that out of there. You know what I'm saying? And there was not really like much attacking to do. It was just more about putting out a frequency of intimidation so things don't fuck with us. It was more of that type of sense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, with that being said, right? We're walking, it's dope as shit, and we stop at this rock place to smoke at some point, right? Now I asked him, I'm like, yo, are the shrooms kicking in for you? He was like, no, I asked me if he felt wavy. He said, nah. I didn't ask him if the shrooms are kicking in. But as we're smoking, right? As we're smoking, it's kicking in for me for sure. And I'm bringing this up because like I was at my peak way before, because at some point I felt drunk as shit, but just off the waterfall. Now I did sip alcohol because I randomly got some alcohol from like this dude. You're gonna see pretty much, but like, bro, at my like peak, bro, I wasn't peaking because of weed, shrooms, or alcohol. It was because of the fucking waterfall. I swear to God. I mean, when I explain this shit, and also after that day, I earned this ring. It was pretty dope. So I'm gonna explain all that. So we smoke, right? You know what I'm saying? And when we get done smoking, right, it starts raining again, you know? And like we said before when we got there, we're like, bro, it's probably gonna stop raining when we get there type shit. And if it starts raining again, even if it's heavy, it's supposed to happen type shit. And that's exactly what the fuck was happening, you know? Shit was going like just according, it was just flowing so well, you know what I'm saying? So if we're seeing how this shit's flowing so well, it should be like, we should already be thinking this shit's supposed to happen type shit, you know what I'm saying? Cash, sauce inside the forest, and all this other, it was just, this shit was supposed to happen, We pulled cards for it. It was supposed to happen. I told him about the cards and stuff like that too. Obviously, it's not in depth as it is now, but like I was still able to say like the whole. I was able to tell him like, yo, bro, some shit may happen during this trip, and it's like you may want your trip to go one way, but it may go a whole different way that you may not want it to go, but it's beneficial towards you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with the whole getting the lost shit. Cause the card All That Glitters was only on his side. That shit was not on my side. Cause this shit was fun as fuck for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like his shit was like the card's like, yo, you think some shit gonna be sweet and it's not fully sweet, right? To me, it was sweet though. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? This shit was dope. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, and the thing is, right, while listening to this story, right? Some of y'all are gonna be, like I said, more drawn to my way of handling things and then his way, right? Some of y'all gonna think that I'm tweaking like shit. Y'all gonna think that he tweaking like shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all kinds of shit, right? So yeah, when it starts raining, right? We're walking the trail more, and like his phone's about to die at this point, and I'm like, bro, at this point, I don't care what the fuck you say. I'm downloading this app. What's the fuck's it called? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me download this app. He's like, okay, bro, bet. You know what I'm saying? So I get the app on my phone now, right? And it's all good. But let me tell you why it's so bad, and oh, I can't wait to tell you why it's so why the whole phone shit was so critical, you know. But we're just walking more and stuff like that, and at some point, you know, it's raining heavier and heavier, and we're like, hey, yo, let's take our fucking shirts off, bro. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? So we do that shit, and bro, we're like running, you know what I'm saying, jumping on rocks and shit, doing all this crazy shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, this is so important because like when we were like, because like I'm pretty sure he was feeling the shroom shit too, because he was feeling like a wolf and stuff like that and stuff. It was so dope, you know what I'm saying? We were all feeling just good as shit, right? We were like shit like, bro, it feels so good to be human. All this other shit, we're jumping, just doing all this shit, right? Running like motherfucker, and like just no worries, right? But when he started getting, bro, towards the end, when we tried to do that shit again, he was not going for it, and it messed up. You gonna see, bro. You gonna motherfucking see. At some point though, we eventually get to the waterfall, right? And like we're just feeling good as fuck. You know, I think he asked me how I felt at one point before I got to the waterfall, and I said fucking invigorated. I either said that before or after the waterfall, but I think it was before. I said I feel fucking invigorated. You know what I'm saying? When we get to the waterfall, right? He's like, bro, you gotta touch the water so clean. Now, like I said, the shroom's kicking in at this point. It's like dinner, like fully active, right? Bro, when I touch the water, I'm not just feeling how good the water feels on like a human skin level, bro. I feel the energy going inside my meridians and going like inside my head and shit. And then like when I moved my hand out, I felt it leaving, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck? Like it felt like ecstasy. I never took the drug ecstasy, but I'm just saying that word. Just ecstasy, bliss, whatever. It just felt like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I started feeling like real Indian, you know? And bro, my Indian past life kept coming through during these other oracle cards I was playing and stuff like that, and I didn't know why. You know what I'm saying? And I already knew some of my Indian life. I know that when I was in India, I was like one of those yogis who was like just so carefree, like ha ha ha, always laughing. You know what I'm saying? When I was in like China and Japan, I was a bit more. I was like way more serious and like on that discipline shit. You know what I'm saying? But in India, I was just like some like ha ha, funny like yogi. You know what I'm saying? Carefree shit, right? And that shit was coming through during this trip. You know what I'm saying? But I was feeling like touching that shit was like I was touching or like tasting like the soma that people talk that the Indians talk about. It's this liquid that like drops like from like your tongue and stuff like that, and like that drops from the roof of your mouth and stuff like that, and then like pretty much makes you feel all this bliss and shit like that. It drops from your pineal and all this other shit. You feel all this bliss and shit, and then I just imagine it felt like that. You know what I'm saying? So I go back. So I put this hand back inside the water and the other hand too, right? And like it's putting me in a trance, bro. I'm just like, oh. And my guy's like, yo, bro, whenever you're ready, just come over here type shit. I'm like, oh, what? And in my head, I'm like, bro, I don't want to go near him. Like, bro, this water, like, I don't care about that. But I'm like, nah, fucking let me go over. You know what I'm saying? So I take my hands out. I'm like, whoa, oh, shit. That shit had me drunk for real, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like, the energy of that waterfall was crazy. And when I tell you about this meditation with the waterfall, bro, it was wild. So I go near him, right? You know, we're like in front of the waterfall and stuff like that, right? He's taking pics, you know what I'm saying? You know, I take my phone, I'll take a video and shit. We're just having fun like a motherfucker, right? And in order to get to where he was, right, I had to like, there's like rocks I could step on to avoid the water, but like it would be like very hard. And I'm just like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, I feel good as fuck. Like, bro, once I touched the water, I didn't give a fuck about shit. I was so carefree, I didn't give a fuck about nothing. But it's like, I was still always told to be careful and shit. Like, bro, the whole entire time being there, I was talking to my guys the whole time. Like, when I first got there, I was peeping, like, all the fairy shit going on there, you know what I'm saying? Me and my bro was hopping through portals that he was able to notice some shit too, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? We was hopping through portals and like, we was hopping through gateway portals and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And doorway portals. And, like, it was a lot of fey energy there for sure. You know what I'm saying? There's like I said, there's like some other like more like mischievous Jones there, but I was like fending those Jones off. Now I'm not gonna lie, when I got like drunk a little bit off the waterfall, I was doing that like way less, which wasn't even a bad thing. But like I was still always on like some be careful shit, and I always had my dragons around me. You know what I'm saying? Like they were around like the whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, while getting to the waterfall and doing all that like jumping and running, I felt like a fucking lion that, and I just always saw my dragons around me and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I also had like this girl around me too, you know, and it was this girl was funny towards like when we got lost and like bro, this shit was funny. But yeah, so we take the pictures and stuff like that, right? And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna go under the fucking waterfall. So like I said, my shirt's off, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I get wet. Almost said my guy name. You know, I don't know if he wants me to say it, so I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut on his name, right? But pretty much, right? I give him my phone and shit. I'm like, okay, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go under, right? I go under, right? And you know, I don't care that it's raining, that it's cold. I didn't really feel cold, and I was already like being guided to do cold training for a certain ability that I have. And I got this ring to help with that ability also. And it's like after yesterday doing the whole like cold training shit and like really like in because I was able to like, bro, I pretty much earned this ring, and here's how I earned it. So when I was under the waterfall, right, it felt great, like bro, it felt so great cleansing all this shit, right? But I did feel my organs getting cold, and like I'm like, okay, this is good. This is dangerous for extended periods of time. Let me get the fuck from under here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, at that point, me and Josh noticed me. Fuck, I said his name. Me and my boy noticed this motherfucking bridge, right? And I could tell it's like another doorway gateway portal, right? But this one had like more like weirder energy. It wasn't like evil, but it was more like I could tell that like if you went through that fully, shit would be way different on the other side. Which I said to my boy, but he didn't really acknowledge it fully like that. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't really expect him to, because I'm the portal guy. It's my past lives, all that shit. Like I'm a portal master. I'm not going. It's one of my strongest abilities. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that shit. You know, while being under it, I'm like, yo, bro. If we were more sensitive, we could probably feel what beings like come through here and stuff like that, right? And he kind of like he didn't acknowledge that fully either. But once I said that, I started picking up on it, and I could tell what beings came through, and it was definitely like a fade portal, but like it felt like you like cross. It felt like beings like cross over through this bridge, and it was weird. Like it's not like it's like evil beings, but it's like they're not the most high vibrational, right? So at one point, my guy. Oh, and also my boy gave me an orange and stuff like that, and like I'm eating that shit, and I had and like since orange pills could decompose, I just had them on the ground and shit, you know what I'm saying? I just left them on the ground, right? And that's important to the story, you know, them orange pills, okay? That's important. So with that being said, he's like, yo, I'm about to meditate under here, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, bet. I'm about to also actually. That rock over there is calling my name because, like I said, I didn't like the energy under the bridge fully. Like it was cool, but I was not gonna meditate under there. I'm like, nah, I didn't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I peeped the rock, and like this rock was like it's like right next to the waterfall, and like I could put my feet in the water from that rock, so it was perfect. I'm like, I'm going to that rock, and I already knew like before we even left to go that at some point during the trip we got to split a little bit to like tap it on our own and stuff like that, right? So at this point. The second part of my trip is starting to happen. I start meditating, right? And the second part of my trip dealt with being still, open, and blank, getting inside of my body, and pretty much being in between worlds. And that's exactly what the fuck was happening. So at first, I'm just seeing if my guys want to come through. It's like they can't. Like, I could feel them around. I just felt mad fade first of all, but I felt a lot of my dragon guides around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It was some like Syrian stuff too, some Pleiadian shit too. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of guys around, right? But they weren't really like saying much. And I was just getting the vibes. It's like I said, the purpose to be still, open, and blank. So I'm like, let me just do that real quick, right? I'm just doing that, and also get inside my body, right? So I'm just clearing my mind. You know what I'm saying? And get inside my body, right? And as I'm doing it, I feel like it's like, bro, it's like the deeper I get, the louder this waterfall gets, and like the more intense I feel it, because it's coming through my feet, and it's just the wind from it. You know what I'm saying? And the wind is a different energy from like the pure water. So like inside my feet, it's like it's going inside me and cleansing me and shit. And I'm feeling this wind also and stuff like that, right? And I'm like, bro, let me communicate with the spirit of this waterfall, right? And that's like we didn't really like talk. It's like I was like becoming one with it, just merging with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was just understanding its energy. I'm like, this waterfall has like a crazy, like, just like cleansing, like drunken, invigorating thing. I could just like feel its vibe, and I just like knew like what I could just feel its spirit, bro. You know? So yeah. At some point when I get done meditating, right? I look over at my boy. He's like, "Yo, come over." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, Val, come over. You know? At some point I did actually I had like this I had a clear quartz headband inside my head. You know what I'm saying? I took that out and put my head under the waterfall. You know what I'm saying? Not my whole body this time, but just my head to get my hair wet and just have it fall down and have the water inside of it, and it was so dope. But eventually, like I said, I meditate, I get done. My boy says, "Come over," right? So I come over, right? You know what I'm saying? And at this point, bro, I'm like so in between worlds. It's like and I'm tapping into his energy too, like on purpose, right? So he gets over. So I get over there, right? He's like, yo, he's like this, right? Like over the water, you know, because like it's like a stream from the waterfall. He's like, yo, I dropped my crystal, you know. And like when he said that, I saw his spirit guys like the spirit guy like smiled, you know what I'm saying, and was like telling me like, yeah, he don't need it no more. It was and they were hinting at how it's like charging the ocean, right, or like charging the stream, right. And he was like, I was just told to drop it, and like it's gonna like help charge the stream, bro. And they said it has something to do with my Pleiadian side. It's gonna help activate my Pleiadian side. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, you're actually spot on. You know what I'm saying? Because like it was a Pleiadian guy that was smiling when like he said that shit and was like telling me shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, and like Pleiadians do like a lot of light work and stuff like that. And that was some light work shit. You know what I'm saying? And also this bracelet that I have on, right? Like I said, I don't really wear this bracelet like that. You know, I've been wearing a malachite one, you know, to connect with a different energy, right? But I just got the urge to wear this one. Now this bracelet is actually my Pleiadian bracelet. I put this on my Pleiadian portal to charge it and stuff like that, right? So it's like, bro, this bracelet has clear quartz, right, and amethyst. The stone he dropped was amethyst, right? Now clear quartz can hold any energy. So I was already holding the energy of the ocean, right? And also the amethyst, right? It could connect to the amethyst inside the fucking ocean. So I'm like, okay, bet. At that point, he did his like little he did at that point he did the small part of his assignment, just dropping the crystal and doing his little mini charging. And then from there we both charged it the fuck up. We're like, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? Charge that shit the fuck up, right? And I was also like, let me take some of that shit from my fucking bracelets, because I had this clear quartz. I also wore this one, which I don't be wearing like that also. I usually wear these two, and then my malachite, right? But I was wearing this and this. I took that energy inside the bracelets for fucking sure. Oh, also, let me tell you, when I was meditating too, right? I was like thinking a lot about like being cold. I'm like, what is cold? Like, I'm not cold, nigga. Like Wim Hof, he did some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And I was like warming up, and it's like the more I was like resisting, like feeling cold, cause I was like feeling stuff, and like I identify with that as cold, and I could identify with cold as being uncomfortable, right? But I just let it just be just what it was. I'm just feeling sensation, you know what I'm saying? And it's like my head is like, I could feel parts of my head just like opening more and more. And at one point it's like I went inside this part of my brain or some shit, and it's like I couldn't feel. It's like I was just like resistant to like everything. I just like didn't feel shit no more. I'm just like there, like, you know, it was crazy, bro. Then when I came back, my boy called me over. I did start getting a bit. I just started shivering because like now I'm not like inside that little blank space. I'm like walking inside the water. I'm actually crawling inside. I was actually like crawling on rock. It felt so fun to just like crawl on the rocks and be in the water. It was so dope. So yeah, like, you know, that made me cold at some point. You know what I'm saying? Here's why I mentioned that, because oh yeah, because pretty much the cold shit, one, like the whole opening space in my head shit, it helped me earn this. It helped me earn this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps me with my power also. It helps me like I have this ice power pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna help me with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we charged the crystal, right, and we decided to smoke under the bridge. And I was already smelling a whole bunch of weed because somebody was actually smoking and stuff like that. And I actually had an extra joint inside my pocket, but like I was under the waterfall with it, so that shit was cooked, you know. But we smelled people smoking, so I was already thinking like, yo, it's time to smoke. You know what I'm saying? He had his weed pen on him, right? And yeah, so we smoking the weed pin under the bridge, right? You know, and like I'm still under it, and at this point I meditate and I like focus on the crystal and stuff like that, and also the energy of the river to just connect with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just getting like all that shit inside me, you know. And at some point it's like, okay, bet you ready? And I'm like, yep. I was thinking the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we get up, you know what I'm saying, and like we're ready to like head back now, right? Now it's like the way to head back is like so like we're under the bridge, right? And like we gotta go like this way over there, right? So we're and the waterfall's over there also. So we're going like this way, right? Now he went like this way and then like over there, right? Which was towards people, but then he went like a circle around type shit to like avoid the people. But like me, I was feeling drawn to go to the people and to talk to them, right? You know what I'm saying? But my boy was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I look behind me, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, I'll just go the way you took. You know what I'm saying? But then the stranger said, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo, I knew I was supposed to talk to him." I'm like, "Yo, what's good?" They're like, "Bro, you want a shot?" They had like some brown liquor. Now I don't even like sipping brown. If I am gonna sip, it's usually clear. You know what I'm saying? But and I was thinking like, I don't want to do it, but like my guys were like, "Bro, take that shit, bro." So I'm like, "Okay, bet." Bro, I sipped the alcohol, bro. That shit warmed the fuck out of my body. You know what I'm saying? And me and the dude had a cool conversation and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I got his number because he needed some shit. And I'm like, yeah, I can help you. You know what I'm saying? So I got his number, and like that's gonna be a whole separate quest assignment on its own. You know what I'm saying? But with all that shit being said, right? Bam, we're I talk to the people and stuff like that, right? I sip the liquor and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I go back to where my boy is at, right? Now my boy wants pictures in front of the waterfall. So I take him, right? You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, okay, bet my turn, right? Now this is when I start peaking. Now I bet the alcohol is kicking in a little bit too. But bro, when I took my picture, right? The one you see in the thumbnail where I'm like this, when I did that, it felt like the spirit of the waterfall just entered me, and I was like at my pure, just full drunk state. You know what I'm saying? Oh, also my boy went under the waterfall too and said how amazing it was. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know, right? You know. So yeah, with all that being said, right, it was time to now like make our way back. So I put my phone out, right? We're just making our way back, right? Now understand something real quick. This whole entire trip, we've been talking about how life is so perfect. Things always work out how they should. We saw how it was doing it with the rain. Because we commented on it, we're like, yo, bro, it stopped raining. It started raining at the perfect time. Like, we was commenting on that shit, you know what I'm saying? He even said at one point, bro, if we get lost, it's supposed to happen. And I was all for that. I'm like, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? For sure. And he was telling me how, like, when he be hiking with his fiance, right? It's like, he said one time they're like, it's like they're like about to get lost. And like, she was kind of like, freaking out like a minor bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, not, I don't think she was like OD. He wasn't making it sound like it was OD, right? But he was just pretty much saying like how like, she was like kind of worried and stuff like that, and how the whole time he was just cool and shit, and how he led them back to like, you know what I'm saying, to like, you know, get out and stuff like that. So like, you know, he was pretty much just saying like, you know, like I've been kind of lost before, and I could like get out if we need to touch it. So I'm like, okay, bet, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, word, you know, whether we get lost or not, I didn't really care because I'm like, if we get lost, it's just supposed to happen type shit. I was dead ass thinking like that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're walking back, right? And it's like there was times when getting to the waterfall that we would go off trail, but it will always like put us right back on trail on like some divine timing shit. Anyway, we will always point that shit. We will always point that out too. We'll be like, bro, we're off track, but it don't matter because it's leading back to the past. So this is divine, right? And like we would take like some directions that were like way more fun. You know what I'm saying? Than like the actual path. So like yeah. Now we're going off path again. You know what I'm saying? Now he's getting a bit more worried at this point because like it's getting darker, you know? Because usually when he goes hiking, it's like early and stuff like that. We got there at like 4ish, you know what I'm saying? And it's getting late now. It's getting like pretty dark, right? And it was already a gloomy day, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, bro, like we gotta make sure we don't get lost, stuff like that, right? And at some point he wants to navigate. He's like, yo, let me get your phone, just navigate, bro. I'm like, okay, bet. Because like I was asking like where are we going? First he said, "Little fucking bitch." First, he said, follow the blue line, right? The blue line shows you like where you like where you started at. You know what I'm saying? Where you're at now. He just said follow the blue line, right? I'm following that shit though, right? And it's taking us like off path. So I'm like, bro, we gotta like. I'm like, where the fuck we going for? He's like, okay, get to like the green dot type shit. So we're going there, right? It's like we would go off path and on path. And he was like, bro, let me get. And some point he wanted the phone for himself. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, nah. At some point, right? We're off path again, right? And don't fully know it, right? Now it's like when we're off path this time, it's like It's like we're like enjoying our walk and stuff like that. We think that we're on path and shit like that. He's and my guys talking about like bro like my it's like he's not like fully worried about being lost, but he's like like he's like just like making sure that we don't type shit, right? Now we saw these orange pills on the floor, right? And I was like, dog, it's a sign, bro. We're like on the right path type shit, right? And I didn't mean like literally, cause like when I saw the orange pills and I said that shit, bro, that's when my female spirit guy who's with me like for a while, she like went up in the air, just like started looking down like she's watching. It's like she's like, okay, no more guidance. I'm about to watch you now. And I start seeing all these fairies just laughing their ass off, right? And I felt the whole entire vibe just change. And I'm like, bro, I feel like we're on the wrong path right now, right? I didn't say that, but I felt that, right? And then my guy was like, yo, bro, check the phone real quick. I'm like, bro, like, facts, I'm thinking that shit too. And we were like pretty far from the path, right? Not like OD far, but like we were like off it, right? And at this point, my boy's like taking it more serious. He's like, bro, we got people more attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, like we're so high and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like at this point, I was already getting the vibe, like, cause I was like I said, I already felt like we were off path, but like we were supposed to be off path on purpose. And I saw the fairies laughing, and I saw my spirit guide like go up as she was watching and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's like it felt like shit was about to like get real type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, at this point, this is when he wants the phone to navigate, right? So he's like, bro, we gotta go to the green dot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, right? And like, and it's like he's starting to like do like a minor panic. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he's like, bro, like we're so high, bro. Like we're so high, bro. What the fuck were we thinking? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like literally like at my peak. I'm like, haha, like yeah, like I'm in my Indian mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just hella blissed out, funny as hell, right? But peep game. That wasn't really bad for me. I'm not gonna lie, because like even though I was like that, I was still like in the mindset, like I said, bro, like if we're lost, it's cool. And like I could defend myself if I need to type shit. Like I was thinking about everything, right? And he was saying, bro, like he was like, bro, we gotta get to the place, bro. We gotta get to the car, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, he was like, I don't think you understand how serious this is. I'm like, I do. He's like, no, bro, you're so high, bro. You're fucking tripping, bro. You're fucking tripping, bro. You're so fucking high, bro. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm good. He's like, bro, what the fuck were we thinking, bro? We thought this shit was a fucking game or some other shit. And this was when the second phase of his shroom trip really kicked in. This dealt with pretty much, right? He got the card Earth School, right? Which deals with pretty much soul growth and getting higher learning from Earth experience, right? He also got the card All That Glitters Isn't Gold, pretty much, right? Pretty much, he's literally saying, we thought this shit was a game, bro. You know what I'm saying? He thought that, and I'm like, bro, who is we when you say we thought it's a game, and like, what the fuck were we thinking? Like, I'm like, bro, speak for yourself. I'm good, right? But I'm not like snapping. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, we're good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep him calm and stuff like that, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the other card he got was pretty much like it was about pretty much being unified. Like the card was yoga, right? Yoga being unification of the source, right? He was supposed to inside this moment, right? Pretty much he was supposed to remain inside his source awareness, right? You know what I'm saying? Stay unified to source, right? You know what I'm saying? And like breathe and like calm his mind and control his mind and shit like that, right? But all his shit kind of starts just going out the window, right? I'm like, bro, you gotta calm down, bro. You can't think like that. He's like, bro, I'm just listing our possibilities, bro. He's like, bro, you gotta understand, bro. I don't think you understand. I'm like, yeah, I do understand, bro. Everything you thought of, I've been thought of. Because he's saying shit like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if we get lost? You know what I'm saying? All this other shit, bro. We could die. You know what I'm saying? It's getting dark. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. And it's like, I thought about that shit too. But my goal is to, like, you know, get the fuck out of here. So I'm only thinking about how we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm not thinking about dying and getting lost and none of that other shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, bro, it's like the more we get to the he's like you know, like he's just talking a whole bunch. And he's like, at one point he's like, bro, fucking Pleiadian fucking crystal bullshit, what the fuck was I thinking? Pleiadian mission, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, bro, fucking Cash prophesized this shit, what the fuck's going on? He's like, da 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 shit. I'm like, bro, calm down. Orange pills. Cause like I said, I know that we're all good, and I'm still trying to be on like some calm, like we're good type shit, right? But he wasn't going for that shit, right? But he was like, when I said orange pills, it got funny. I'm not gonna lie. He was like, bro, I feel like I'm in fucking Alice in the Wonderland, bro. Orange pills are everywhere. I'm like, bro, this man's fucking out of it, bro. It was just so funny, right? But like, yeah, pretty much it's like the more he's worrying, it's kind of like blowing like my high, which is not even fully from the weed and shrooms and the fucking alcohol. Like I said, it's mainly from the fucking ocean. You know what I'm saying? Or like the waterfall, right? And like, you know what I'm saying? He's panicking and it's like rubbing off on me. Like I'm not worried, but it's like ruining the feeling, right? So I'm like, all right, bro, fuck it. I'll just, get a bit more sober just for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna follow you, bro. Take the phone, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So eventually we get to the green dot, right, which is a parking lot. This parking lot was not where his car was though. And this is where he starts to panic, bro. Now, I'm gonna end the video here, right? In the next video, you're gonna see how we got out this bitch, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see how I had to take lead at some point. You're gonna see all this crazy shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Because this man was on some shit like, bro, he's like, bro, what the fuck were we thinking, bro? Taking ships in the fucking forest, bro. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying, bro? What the fuck is wrong with us? I'm like, nah. I'm thinking in my head, like, bro, what's wrong with you? I'm good. Like, I'm good. You're making it worse for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Creating all this anxiety and stuff like that. And, bro, it had him eventually doing some, like, bro. You'll see in the next episode, bro. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.